Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life. Now, here comes another pawsome guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life.
Pause up, pet pals. Welcome to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. Yep, that's me. I'm Arden Moore. And we are going international today because our show today is, the guests are in Greece. I'm in humble Dallas. And for the first part of our show, we're going to talk to two amazing Americans who are doing good things globally for cats everywhere. And in the second part, we're going to talk with the person who also was from America, but now lives in Greece, who has this amazing organization for cat rescue. So let's get this party started. It is my pleasure to introduce to all of you, you know him. He is TrapKing, name given Sterling Davis, and his accomplice, who is an amazing star in the world of media help. She helps people like Sterling. We're talking about Mary Tan, who is the founder of, great name, Whisker Media. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello.
I don't know how to say hello in Greece.
Nehas. Yes.
Oh, yasa.
Yasa. All right. So let's get this going. Here's what's happening, everyone. We know Sterling TrapKing Davis. He is the guy that is blazing a trail for helping cats in the community. And I want you after the show to go to TrapKingHumane.org. He also is a musician. And what I love is his humble beginnings. You were rapping with a group. What was the name of your group back way in the back?
I had a group. We were, funny story. We were originally called The Who.
Oh, not the what?
There's a rock group called The Who.
Yes.
Who I love, but they actually reached out to us to let us know we need to change our name. So we stayed with Who. We just took the off, and we was WHO.
Oh, nice. Yes. You don't want those legal beagles on your tail, do you?
Oh, no. And their manager reached out to us very fast to let us know that we weren't going to use that name before.
So what I'm teeing you up for, Sterling, is so you're in Who, not The Who.
Right.
And you found a job, and it wasn't being a barista at a Starbucks. What was the job? It was pretty humble. You were cleaning what?
Cages, cat litter boxes, cat kennels, cages. It was just something to do in the meantime, in between tours, trying to stay focused and not blow too much money in between tours. And I fell in love. I found my calling in life, so to speak.
And that is with the fine felines, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's speed up to today. I can't keep track of all your followers, but you do know how to do social media. So can you give us an idea of Facebook, TikTok, some numbers? You got some numbers to throw us?
I know I'm upper north of 70,000 on Instagram.
Nice.
I'm getting better with TikTok. I'm still trying to find my.
Yeah, that's a rock, and I need to crack someday. Okay.
Facebook is like, between the Sterling Davis page and the TrapKing page, it has to be another north of 80,000 or something like that. So it's been crazy. I've actually have more followers and support than I did with my music. I think I'm a better trapper than a rapper.
Well, that's all right. And that's where we bring Mary Tan into the mix. I've known Mary for a number of years, and she helps out a lot of folks in the pet world. Can you explain briefly a little bit about Whisker Media? And I feel like I should be growing some whiskers as you talk.
Yeah, Whisker Media. I started it in 2015. The whole idea of it is because I love cats and I wanted to find a way to give back to cats. So the mission of the company is to help, especially homeless cats.
I like that.
So what I do is I have about 50% of my clients are animal welfare groups in Sterling and Let's Be Smart here in Greece.
Yes.
And the other half are for-profit pet companies, Boss Nation Brands, Alpha Pro, New Zealand Natural Pet, some wonderful companies. I have a lot of international companies, and in fact, it's really amazing. Like most of my for-profit clients are abroad.
Okay, I wanted to say and a dude, but I mean abroad. Okay, I got it. So that is why we are talking to you. It is 9:00 Dallas time here, humbly in, as you all could see if you got the YouTube on, Ard's Den. But you all are in Greece. What time is it there?
It's
10
exactly
after 5.
Yep.
PM. Oh, it's almost meowie hour. It's almost happy hour.
It's 8 hours. It's 8 hours from the central time zone, 7 hours from the eastern time zone, and who knows what it is on the West Coast.
Oh, yeah. We all.
So we're going to have our guest, Julie Kelley from Let's Be Smart, on later in the show. And she's the one where you are right now, her group, her rescue group. But how did Sterling and you land in Greece, Mary? How did this happen?
Yeah, it was actually Amber from Let's Be Smart.
Amber
via
Beck?
Julie.
Yeah. See, we got to give everybody's credit. Amber Beck. Okay.
Yes, Amber reached out to Sterling, and Sterling doesn't always check his emails. So I read it and I said,
That's why I love you, man.
Look at this amazing cat rescue in Greece. And that's kind of how it all got started. And then we started talking to Julie, and that's how this all came about. And we had this amazing event yesterday with.
Well, let's talk about that in a second. But
okay,
what is the mission, Sterling? What are you doing in Greece besides eating gyros? And notice I don't say gyro, gyros. Maybe sipping a little ouzo. What is your mission?
Of course, always rescuing cats, but as well as bringing people together. I always say things like animals, music, volunteering, rescue brings people together. And I want to do it. I want to rescue cats and help anywhere I can. So meeting Julie and the Let's Be Smart team, aligning with what we're trying to do, it was easy. It was let's do this.
Is this the first time for both of you to be in Greece?
Yes, it's mine. It's my first time.
How about you, Mary?
I was in Turkey for 3 weeks, and I was close to the Greek border, but not. But you know what? Terrain wise, it looks kind of similar. Like I feel like it feels similar.
Yeah, and isn't it nice that COVID is kind of calming down a little bit? How was the flight?
Oh.
I had 2 little ones behind me on the flight, and I couldn't sleep, so it was a little tough. But
the kicking,
yeah, the kicking of the chair, it was tough. But
see, a cat wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right.
How about you, Mary?
So we left 40 minutes late from Minnesota. We landed, of course, 40 minutes late in Paris. And then I had 15 minutes to get to my next flight to Athens. But the line, because I did not know this, in the European Union, you go through customs at the first country in the European Union.
Okay.
So we had to go through customs in Paris, not Greece. And so the line was like an hour and a half.
Wow. Hey, guys, we're going to talk with Sterling TrapKing Davis and Mary Tan more about what they're doing in Greece after we take this break. So you know the drill. Sit and purr. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. I'm with my dude, Rusty the Performer, and he was rescued by a good friend of ours, Samantha Martin, who is of the amazing Acrocats. and he considers Sterling TrapKing Davis his mighty uncle, right?
Right.
Rusty.
We actually just did a show with Samantha before we came out here in Asheville, North Carolina.
So what do you think? Rusty's all grown up. He's trying to take over my microphone.
I see. He's about to take over the show.
He's so big now. When I saw him, he was a kitten. Remember when you brought him home?
Yes, he's a good boy. He's a very good boy. So in Greece, I was checking out the Facebook page, and I'm laughing because he's got his tail drooping down for all your YouTubers above me. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Rusty. What I love is you have a quote. You said, teaching children about animals is the way to change the world. Tell us what you mean by that, Sterling.
Well, I think teaching compassion for all living things at a young age is how we become better adults, better humans overall. So it's real important. Even Rusty's tail is just doing it. That's hilarious.
I can solve this.
Teaching the children at a young age like that, I think, is extremely important. Like I said, I feel like it makes better adults, better humans. And even if you don't get into the whole spay and neuter aspect, just getting into the compassion aspect is like seriously important. And that's the main thing. So I love to see the young trap kings and trap queens get interested in compassion and caring for all living things.
So they were wearing, they made cat masks. Some of the things they did yesterday. What'd you do specifically?
So cute.
We did face painting.
Okay.
We made little cat masks and we painted those. We had canvases for them to draw on. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of them kids, I didn't even draw. I drew some cat masks. I colored some cat masks, but I didn't want to draw on the canvas because a lot of those kids can draw better than me. And I was just kind of like,
yeah, you don't want to be intimidated, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, these kids can draw. I can't draw this good.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was held at the equivalent of like a city hall.
Really?
And the mayor had arranged for it. And Julie can talk more about that. But yeah, support from government officials is really, really important. Including cat rescue here in Greece.
How many kids were there, would you guesstimate?
More than 30.
Maybe 35 to 40.
And how old are they?
They were little.
Yeah, they were youngins. Anywhere from probably, I would say between
6 and 12.
Yeah, 6 and 12.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a great age. We talked about you being part of the rap group Who. I didn't put the L-T-H-E in front of it.
Yeah,
and you have married your love of music with your love of cats. Can you do a little ditty for us? Because this is for our ears for people all over the country. So do you got something you want to do a little sing?
I'm working on a song now.
Okay.
So I'll say this. I will do a little verse for it. So check it out.
Okay.
So, hey, yo, go and get your boss. Tell him that he off. I'm about to help him out, though, free of cost. Be sure that it's clear so we know and are sincere. If I see one of them hurt, it ain't going to be a cat's ear. That I'm going to be tipping. I am not Pippin. I am Michael Jordan of the trap. Boy, listen, this is not a game. This is what I do. Don't get in the way because you'll get neutered, too.
Mic drop. All right. That's awesome. I mean, you don't look like your typical helping feral cats and community cats. I'm thinking of somebody looking more like me, older white woman. You're kind of the opposite.
Made me. That's who trained and made me. That's who trained and made me. So.
That's right. But this is another area. You want to be able to get the word out that real men love cats and men, women of all looks can really help cats, right?
Right. I mean, anybody can do it. Everybody should do it. It's not a male or female thing. It's a compassion thing. And that's something all of us should have for all living creatures. So I just want to show the world that no matter what color, size, shape, whatever you are, you can do this. You can join this selfless mission and help out.
I like that. And Mary, your background was in TV. You were a TV reporter.
Yeah.
What do you think about how you came? Because his humble beginning was cleaning litter boxes. What was your humble beginning that led you to become the president of Whisker Media?
I would say, so I was always, I'm trying to think what jobs I had as a kid. I worked in a children's clothing store for really wealthy people.
Oh, that's really fun.
They'd spend like $150 on like a Gucci onesie.
Wow. And they'd be like, young lady, bring me another one. And you say, do you need a size larger? And they're like, what? Don't ever say that phrase.
Yes. Are you telling me my baby is fat?
Oh. But that gave you some training chops, didn't it, to deal with people?
It did. And so then I ultimately went into, I always wanted to be a reporter. I went into broadcast journalism, did the whole small market to large market, started in Duluth, Minnesota, ended up in Atlanta, and Minneapolis, worked all over the country. And I was always a crime reporter. Like they would never let me cover features. I loved animals, but they never let me cover the animal stories because I was always slated to cover crime.
Really?
So you know the saying, if you're dead, I was live, if it bleeds, it leads. Well, I was like dead people. Like I was always after the dead people.
Wow. I heard you're going to get a guest star on Walking Dead maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe. And so after that, I went in, I switched into PR, and because I was in crime, I naturally represented, I worked in emergency management for a city. So I worked, as a public information officer. And then then I switched into animal welfare because I always wanted to do something with cats. Always. This full-time gig came up at the shelter in my area, and I applied for it. I got it right away because I was a volunteer.
That's a good
it's always a great place to start at a shelter as a volunteer.
Yeah, let them get to know you.
Yeah. And then Whisker Media started out because I wanted to do even more for cats and beyond. I'm in Minnesota, which compared to other places is so good for animal welfare. Like, there's a shortage of adoptable animals in my area, which is when I talk to
crazy. Not here in Dallas. We send them to you.
Yes, we get so many animals from
Texas,
from Dallas and Houston, so many. And so, I wanted to, and Greece has opened up a whole new world for me. Like international rescue is.
There you go. And this is what I'm thinking about. We are talking to two amazing people, Sterling TrapKing Davis and Mary Tan. And you humbly went from cleaning litter boxes to being an international champion of humanely trapping and neutering and returning cats in the community. And you started with one-piece overpriced Gucci's, and look at you now, Mary Tan. I mean, isn't that a great? Oh, I got to say the pun, tail. So, how do we find out more about y'all? So, hit it, Mr. Sterling.
So for TrapKing Humane, you can find me trapkinghumane.org, on Instagram, _original_TrapKing, Facebook, Sterling Davis, or TrapKing page on Facebook, and Whisker Media.
Yep, just Whisker Media is my website. And of course, I'm not as active on my social media simply because I'm doing other people's social media.
You can be my momager.
Yes.
Oh, what a great title, momager. I like it. Hey, guys, we got to wrap this up, but it's whiskermedia.com. Everybody, we're so excited to be able to launch Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life show. This has been a dream for me to be able to have a nationally syndicated radio show. And you all are going to be treated to amazing guests like Sterling Davis and Mary Tan. So stick around, because in the second half of the show, we got another superstar from Greece. We're talking Julie Kelley. She is the force behind Let's Be Smart, and I'm going to have her tell me what S.M.A.R.T stands for. So everybody just stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. We're so glad you're here. As I told you, I'm here in Dallas, but we are having our third special guest from the country of Greece. And she is a dynamo helping out cats there. She's from America. And I first met her on a show I host called Meowie Hour about a year ago. Let's give it up for the force behind Let's Be Smart Rescue. I'm talking about Julie Kelley. Welcome to the show, Julie. It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again, too. Yes.
So I don't want to be dumb. Tell everybody what S.M.A.R.T stands for.
Successfully managing animal rights today.
Successfully monitoring animal rights today. Yeah, can you imagine if that was your URL and you had to type that all out? Yeah. That wouldn't be very smart, would it?
No, that's why we didn't.
So are you originally from New York or where?
Roundabout. I was born in New Jersey, lived in Florida, and then moved to New York and then to Greece. So those are the four quadrants of my life.
So how did an East Coast gal from the United States land in Greece?
Through business, actually. Through a business I had that I sold in Florida and sold to some Greeks. And then I moved to New York to run a similar company for them because I was already experienced. So, and once you're in with the Greeks, it's like, the Greeks, like the mafia, like owning cats, the same thing. Once you get, once you're in, you can't
potato
get
chips, right?
Yeah, like potato chip with the Greeks. So I was always around Greeks and I started coming to Greece and, that's when I saw a lot of the stray cats. And I just said, one day I'm going to move here and I'm going to rescue the cats here and I'm going to figure out how. And I wanted people to be smart and
there you go. There's
learn how to take care and understand them better. Cause I could see there was a little bit of a lack of understanding about the importance of animals. So that's why I kind of created SMART. So we all could be smart, get smart, be smart, stay smart, become smart. Yeah. For the animals.
I feel like my IQ is raising a few points just listening to you. You know that, Julie? So this has started all back, is it 2011? So you've been at it for about 11 years here?
Well, actually, no, I started Let's Be Smart in 2006, but I mainly focused on education. Okay. And I had like a really nice comprehensive brochure created and I would speak at one of the Hellenic American universities here. And I would give out, my brochures to people to understand about the animals, which I had some medical benefits and for older people, why it's important and for children, autism, all those things. My first cat rescue started in 2011 when there was the mother cat that had, several rounds of babies and I just couldn't take it anymore. So I rented an apartment initially and let her have her babies. And then, it sort of turned into all this in 11 years.
Well, do you remember the kitty's name?
Tori, of course.
Tori.
Bless
you, Tori.
6 kittens. She lives in the Netherlands, actually. She's still alive.
You little global cat. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So what was it like for street cats in Greece before Let's Be Smart was created? And what's it like now?
I have to say, when I first moved here, there were very few organizations. There were a couple. So there were a lot more cats in the streets and a lot less people sterilizing them. But over the years, there's been quite a few more, which is good. And there's a lot more organizations that were formed. So, and I try to collaborate with some of them. I like to work together. I think the end goal then is better for the animals. So it is getting better. So, and now the government is they've always had some laws, but the money didn't really get for the cats. It was probably more for dogs, but now they're creating a lot more stricter laws and they're going to be giving out more money to focus on more sterilizing and all. So
nice.
Hopefully it's going to make even a larger impact with all the organizations that already are experienced in what to do and help them because they'll need help, obviously. So I think we're on the path,
Yeah, but it's slow and steady, right?
Yes, I think it's getting better and the children are learning more, just with transparency of everything, social media and all that, kids can see more about the animals. So I think in general, the younger generation are more compassionate for the animals.
Well, I think it's a very savvy tactic, and it's not I don't even want to use the word tactic. It's great because you are there now, and there may be a 6 or 7-year-old 10 years from now that has already been imprinted from an experience, an event at Let's Be Smart that, may grow up and the good keeps growing.
Yeah, I mean, that's our whole, I think that's one of the main parts of Let's Be Smart is to teach the children. And that's why we created our SMART video series, which I'm not sure.
Tell us about that.
They told you that it actually was approved. But so we created an animated video series and with the SMART family. And
of course their name is SMART.
Of course they're smart.
Yeah.
And little George was the first boy they have. And he's a smart kid and he's a smart superhero because he loves animals and he helps the animals. So we kind of introduced George, then we introduced the family. And then the family learns from these superheroes. They get advised, what they should do next. So like the kids want a pet and they think they're going to a pet store, but the superheroes advise them, no, this is what happens when they're at a pet store. You can adopt and why there's strays on the streets, where they might come from. So it's a whole series like that geared towards.
Well, I'm just wondering, are you going to be challenging Marvels in attendance? No,
Yep.
But I think I would rather watch the Smart Family. There's too many Marvel shows out there, isn't there?
Yeah. And actually, we recently, a few months ago, got the approval from the Ministry of Education in Greece. So we can show them to all the schools in Greece. So that
Excellent.
Was a big accomplishment.
How many videos are there in this Smart Family?
We're going to produce, we have 18 kind of identified. We have 7, which the 7th just came out, which actually Sterling hasn't even seen it, but we featured him and we made him as one of the superheroes that ends up advising the smart mayor on how to take care of the feral stray cat overpopulation in this town, which the smart family little George saw as a problem at his football field with all his friends. So it's like a story we tell. And then, so he hasn't even seen it yet because we just finished it and we're going to show it on the 14th at a big event that we're having here. Well, we're having events every day, but this is more like.
Well, I know you don't really get to sleep much, but thank goodness Greece makes good coffee as well as gyros. Right?
Yeah, the coffee. Thank God for the coffee. Yes.
So how do we find out about Let's Be Smart?
Well, you can go to letsbesmart.org. And we also have then a button called the Greece campaign, which you can click on that. It's not in Greek, but it has a lot of more of our Greece activities and about the shelter, our volunteer program, all of our activities, because we're doing a lot of stuff. And we're also working with a couple local mayors that one of the mayors has let us put 25 feeding stations, beautiful wooden cat homes that we've made.
Yeah.
And we put our sign on it, Smart Feeding Stations. And then they allow us to put the government logo and do not remove. So he approves.
Yeah, Rusty approves.
And so like if somebody thinks they're going to steal it or remove it or damage it, that basically it's government property. So
all right. Well, we're going to continue talking with Julie Kelley of Let's Be Smart, but we got to stop and take a commercial break. So everybody, you know what to do, sit and purr. Welcome back to Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life Show. We're wrapping up this great episode, all taking place in Greece. And we've got a trio of talent here, plus some perfect.
He's like, no.
Somebody's like perfect intruders. I'm not saying that right. Let me do that right, Brad. So we're wrapping up our show from Greece. I'm not here, but thank you for Zoom. And we have with us Julie Kelley. She is the founder of Let's Be Smart. It is an amazing rescue here. And we have Sterling TrapKing Davis. and Mary Tan, both from the United States, that are here for several days to sort of go global when it comes to cats. So, Miss Julie, I want to say, what is it that got you to say, I think somehow magically we can get these two forces of good from the United States when it comes to community cats and cat rescue? How did this happen?
I think I originally saw a Facebook post, and my brain is always working 100 miles an hour. So,
yeah.
And I just thought, wow, that would be really cool to have, Sterling come over here, because we have a big problem in Greece with the trapping and sterilizing. And I know that, it brings something different to Greeks, and they kind of like that there would be somebody that is not themselves, like kind of that he's rapping and he has a cool background, and that could just kind of, inspire them to like want to get on board and see that what we're doing is cool, that it doesn't have to be a cultural thing, and that they can see like other people doing it. And also him being from America, but he also has challenges too. So sharing, our kind of slogan is think globally, act locally.
Good.
So taking a global mindset and sharing both the successes and challenges from America with here, which now he's been able to see some of the differences, some of the methods, some of the struggles that we have that are different, but recognizing we all have these successes and challenges, but they're different from each other. So sharing and just feeding off each other to make things better, I think is the main.
Okay. So with that, give me an example, Mr. Sterling Davis. What is something that is same with cats in Greece as it is in the United States? And what was something totally that baffled you?
Well, what totally baffled me is how much is done here, how privileged we are in America, how much is done here with small resources, with little resources. So the people doing TNR and rescue out here are doing an amazing job. I'm talking about 3 traps and about 81 cats out here. So it's amazing with little resources. So that was really a surprise. Something that's the same, of course, is the love and the education of the community that's needed still. A lot of people in the community here still don't understand. You have people that love cats, but they don't know about TNR and rescue. So the education is still needed here as well as in America, the same. But the effort with the lack of resources here, I think, is unbelievable.
I like that. And Mary, you're kind of the behind the scenes gal, but everybody that is a Sterling TrapKing Davis needs a Mary Tan. What's your assessment so far of your trip to Greece, and what's your hope?
Oh my goodness. I really think like this, for me, this is a life-changing event to see animal welfare in another country. And I want to ditto what Sterling said. We have so much in the United States. Americans are so philanthropic and generous compared to other countries. And a lot of the Greek animal rescue organizations like Julie's, they're doing everything they can to save animals, but they don't have the resources. So I encourage people like to come out here and spend time at Julie's Rescue and, some of the dog rescues as well. And, really, it's just mind blowing. I mean,
I'm going to win a lotto ticket, and be aware I'm going to show up, because I'm not a trap king, but I sure dig kids. And my kids' book to cats has now been printed in 5 languages, and it's in its 5th printing in a year and a half. And if there's any way we can get together, but this is good enough, I would love to do that. But I think what you are doing, Julie, is wonderful. And I know you love the United States. Do you miss some things in the United States, like hot dogs? I don't know. Is there something in the United States you can't get in Greece? Is there something in Greece you can't get in the United States?
I think both have their benefits. I like coming to New York and visiting America, and of course visiting my mom. But Greece definitely has better food, and
Ooh.
probably the weather is a little better for me.
Mediterranean.
I think conversation is different, and here, I'm very working with the cats all the time. So when I go to America, it's a little break, let's say. But yeah,
what's a good phrase in Greek you can share with people? Anything dealing with cats that you could say, and then tell us what it means. And I pray that it is what you're saying it is, and not some swear words.
Yeah, no, I won't tell you all the swear words.
Okay.
I don't know that there's necessarily a phrase, but I can just say, based on me going around and feeding strays in my neighborhood over the years, like from people just, yelling at me, saying, Tikanis, what are you doing? That means, what are you doing? Like in a bad way. Oh. Now I get bravo Sue, meaning like we're happy for what you're doing for the animals. So they walk by and see it.
Nice. So you get pause and applause.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. What is cat in Greek?
Gata.
So it's not like Spanish is gato or whatever. So it's similar.
Yeah, that's very similar. And then if it's a little one, they call it gataki. Like anything with gataki is like a little of whatever it is. So like a little gataki.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the big plan? You're having a big celebration. This will air after the celebration. But what has it been for all three of you as we wrap up? We've got a couple minutes left. For you, Julie, what does it mean to have Sterling and Mary here for 10 days?
I think the most important thing is to be able to inspire the Greek community and the children. And we're doing like 9 days of events, which are all very different. Some are with children, which this is something the children painted from yesterday's event.
And let me share for the folks that are on radio, and please go to our YouTube channel. Julie's holding up this drawing with 3 cat heads of different colors, yellow, green, and red. And of course, one of my favorite kinds of kitties, a ginger cat, looking straight on with grass and a tree with a blue sky. It takes a child to make us better adults.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, so we're doing all different, like today they went on a trap neuter mission. Tomorrow we're doing partial trap neuter mission, and then we're going to take them out to the taverna that they can have gyros.
Gyros! I love gyros.
And yeah, so, and then we have, then we're going to the island of Hydra actually, and we're bringing a vet because the island of Hydra doesn't even have a vet.
Wow.
And we're doing a trap neuter there. And then the next day we're going to a school there. So we're going to stay overnight. We're going to a private school, and we're going to do something similar with crafts and teaching the children and showing our S.M.A.R.T videos.
All right. That sounds good, Julie. Before we go, Mary, what would you like to say to all the listeners out there? You're here in Greece, but your mission is global.
Yes, I would say, do what you can in your community, in, your country, in your world. Do what you can to help animals because they really, really need us.
Thank you. And wrap it up for us, rapper turned trapper, Sterling TrapKing Davis.
I just want to say this again. I've always said animals rescue, volunteering brings people together. Look at us. 3 different races. We're together and we're out here in a totally different country making it happen. I don't think it's a better example of that this brings people together and animals. So I love it.
I think that was perfectly said. Hey, everybody. That is it for our show today. I want to thank all you pet pals for tuning in, and I want to do a shout out to our stations coast to coast. Each week, I'm going to spotlight 3 stations that are airing Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life. Today, it is KFIR AM in Oregon, KTNF AM in Minnesota, did that for you, Mary, and WTY AM in Pennsylvania. Yay! So until next time, this is Arden Moore saying to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there, pause up!
Thanks so much for making our tails wag by watching this guest interview from Arden Moore's Four-Legged Life. Four-Legged Life. Make sure to subscribe so you're up to date with all of our Four-Legged Life content. Four-Legged Life. Four-Legged Life.